we go. There we go. All right. Mic check, mic check. Make sure everything working. Lock it, family. Shalom, shalom, Ashar, Kadash, Rock. Happy new moon. 5th month from the servants to your family, your household, man. Hope everybody is in good spirits. Everybody's doing well. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, man. Let's see. Let me get Ak in here. Wait for some of my brothers to get up in here. Start this reaction video. So look, y'all, I know everybody's seen what was going on with the brother William McNeil and this viral police brutality, from Esau on our young brother for not having no headlights on in the daytime. I never knew that was a crime or something you could be smacked in the face for, had your window bust for. Well, of course, they're gonna make excuses for their conduct, man. That's just what they do as a people. We in the land of our captivity, still under the ruling of our oppressor, the so-called white man. All right, let me see. It's a lot. Let me see. All right, so we're just gonna go over this footage, y'all. We're just gonna go over what actually transpired. Our thoughts about the video, our thoughts about the entire traffic stop in itself, and if possible, if it could have been avoided, if it could have went another direction, right? So that's pretty much all we're gonna go into. And of course, we're gonna bring out scripture through the Spirit and power of the Most High God, Yahweh. All right, and there's only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, man. So just waiting for my brothers to get up in here. For the brothers and whoever's watching, can I get a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, Baba Kashaw, if the sound is good? Sometimes it's reading over here, but y'all can't hear me. Whoever's on right now, let's see if the Ak ready. Let me bring up this video, actually. Hold on. Because this is crazy, man. Time and time again, it's continued to happen. All the time. This continues to happen. But our people still think that we're just such a progressive society and racism don't exist. It is very much alive and well. Let's see. I need his angle. I don't need the police cam foot. I need his angle. This is what I need right here. All right, I'm gonna use this one. So before we get started, Shalom, beloved. Sharkadash Rock. Just trying to check and see if the sound is good. All right, how do I share my screen on this channel? Share screen. There we go. Audio. Make sure the audio is shared too. I think that's good. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, let me know if y'all can see my screen. Let's see if anybody can see this screen. Let me check. Hold up, so I can see if I'm ready. You're Shalom. Brothers getting up in here. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened with our brother, man. Let me know y'all thoughts. If y'all seen the video, what y'all think about the video? What y'all think I could have did for that not to happen and not for that not to go that way? Cause I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, just comply, just comply, just comply." Like, I get it, but at the same time, to what extent do we have to comply to? Do we have to fully submit ourselves as a dog to the so-called white man? You know, in every situation when he approach us or want to exert his authority above us, to what extent should we bow the knee to the so-called white man? All the way to the the mental destruction of ourselves, the dehumanization of ourselves. Should we submit to that point? At what level of submitting should we submit to? You know, I'm saying all types of talking points, and he should have just kept the door open. She just gave him everything. Cool, I fully understand that. I get that. None of this would have happened, probably, you know. But how much violation can a man take? Right? How much violation can a man take? Oh, that's me. Let me reshare this link. Put the link in the chat again for the brother. How much violating can one man take? You know, this is PTSD. We see it time and time again with George Floyd, Philando Castile, right? Sandra Bland, and many more. You know, and it's never going to change. It's department after department after department, after office, whatever you want to do, JSO, whatever you want to call it. They are all corrupt, and they continue to abuse their power when it comes to policing our communities. All right. So let's I'm gonna wait for my brother to get up in here. Salak, y'all. I'm gonna start this in a minute. I ain't trying to drag this on. You know, I know Israel attention span is minute. Niggas can't focus for more than 5 minutes, or 30 seconds. But we're gonna get started in a minute, y'all. Salak. All right, I'll put the link in the chat. Let me see. Let me make sure this is in there. Let me make sure this is in there. All right, the link is in the chat, so I don't see you backstage. All right, well, look, in the meantime, I'm going to just play this until my brother get up in here. And let's talk about it. Let me know what y'all think. What's your thoughts? How could this have gone differently? Right?
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain. It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. Can you pull that law up? Huh? Can you pull that law up? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it.
Now you see, the brother's asking for something lawfully. Lawfully, you can ask for a supervisor. If you don't feel comfortable, you can ask for a supervisor. Right? But you see how Esau disregarded his request? He's looking for a reason to do what he wants to do. He's looking for a reason to do this thing. And Esau already at the ready. See, he got his arm ready to smash the damn window. He was ready to do it anyway. And they was in tune with each other. Because you can see Esau looking over the car. He's like, man, we just going to break the window. Because what you got to understand about the so-called white man, they have that you know, they got that fear that you know, we gonna overpower them as we always have in any type of physical situation. They always have to handicap you. Like when a let's say you get pulled over by the police, the same way they have in place a law in place where you have to let them know if you have a license to carry. You have to let them know if you got weapons in the car, right? You got to let them know if you got any sort of weapon, for that matter. They have to handicap you in every situation so they can have the upper hand, because if they don't, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, they're going to get beat. They're not going to be able to have the upper hand on the situation with just brute strength and power and smarts, right? So they have to handicap you in every sort of situation. And another way they handicap the situation for you is they call multiple police units, so they're not alone, right? For that fact, right? Man-to-man combat is not fair to Esau. Mano y mano, right? Man-to-man combat is not fair to him, so he has to call backup in order to you know, enforce his will upon you, right? Right. So he breaks the window. He breaks the window. Jake's still sitting here, right? Jake just looking at the camera, making sure it's recording. Now this is where the pride and the arrogance and just the boldness of Esau comes in. The jab. This one don't sit well with me.
Vehicle now.
Now, if anybody punch you through the window, regular citizen reach through and punch your ass through the window, you might just draw on them, right? You just might draw if you got it. I don't know not one person that's going to sit there and let any man punch you in that type of way, you know, a regular day-to-day man, because without that badge and gun, man, these men would never do that to a so-called black man on a regular. They would never step to any one of us in that type of manner or demeanor on a regular. It would never happen. So they have to have some type of authority or backing, or 6 or 7 of his brothers pulling up, you know, while he, you know, enforces his will upon you. Right? Let's watch that back.
Supervisor.
He lawfully calls for a supervisor. Esau says, huh? Like he didn't hear him. Huh?
Call you supervisor. All right, go.
Now he says, huh, without the intention of hearing what William requested again. Huh? Because he already had in his mind, yeah, I'm gonna let bro, yeah, go. He's looking, they're looking over the car at each other, right? They looking at each other and they know what they want to do. So he's really not paying attention to what Will is trying to ask. Clearly he's saying his window is broke. His window don't roll down, right? They're already scared because now he knows it's a black man. So they just want to do what the hell they want to do.
For it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
Man, I could. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord. She. Man, it's like the scripture saying it's all right, man. We're going to grab it. Keep that man away from me, man. Keep a man like that away from me. I mean, I love my family. I got shit to live for, but Lord, keep that out of my life, man. Baba Shaw. Because that, I could strong for remaining calm in that moment. You know, and just taking that on the chin, literally. You know? Let me see what's going on. I don't know why I sent you. Let me see. Hold up. Let me click on it and see what happened. I don't know what's going on. Hold up. Present. I'm gonna invite. Let me see. Invite guest. Oh, Salakia. My bad. That was my bad. No wonder why the link ain't working. It's a lock it, bro. All right. All right, try this link out. It's a lock it, kid. Yeah, if any brothers on the service want to hop on and touch on this, and I don't know if you already spoke on it any other time, but you know what I mean, pitch in, man. I want to hear y'all thoughts, your outtakes on this situation. All right, let's continue the video.
What is your reason?
See, Esau's in the zone, man. Esau, he just in the zone at this point. He's in the zone. He don't want to hear nothing you saying, nothing you asking. You can just see it in his face. And they all get like that in these type of situations. They have an agenda and they're going to execute their agenda. Right? Starting from breaking the window, you know, him calling for backup, breaking the window.
Can you call you
and then punch you in the face?
supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
No.
Look, stop fighting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking. What's going on?
You're under
Big knife center.
You know what really gets me? It's the mocking for me. Like, did that get to y'all too? Like, it's the mocking for me. You know, when he mocked him when he got out of the car. Oh no, bro! Like, these niggas, they nothing but bullies. Hey, Shalom, beloved. Salaki. Yeah, about you, man. Shabakatah. But I'm at a on the stage. Y'all mic check out. Or is he frozen? Tell me he froze already. Salaki. Let me see. Yeah, I think he froze already. Damn. All right. Look, another punch. I don't know if y'all seen that, but look. What man? This is what I don't understand about Esau. Whenever they put a citizen in this type of situation, we already know that y'all have the authority to do whatever you want to do. And then on top of that, what man is thinking that he's gonna get out of a fight? Let's say without all the badges, right? Let's say y'all just some Aryan Nation Proud Boys pulling up trying to kill a black man, right? Let's say that, right? And I believe that's really what this is, without the badge and guns. What man in their right mind is thinking they're gonna get out of a situation where it's multiple men, 1 against 5, 1 against 7, thinking he's gonna make it out of that situation? Let alone them having the authority to do so, and the backing of the judges and the attorneys, the attorney generals. What man thinking that he's gonna have the upper hand, or somehow he's just gonna miraculously make it out of this situation and then be on top? So this type of force is unnecessary in this situation. You already punched him in the face. You broke his window, got him out the car. You punched him in the face, right? Let's see what else happened. He's out the car. He grabs him by the neck. So one of them is pulling him away from the car. And then Esau, the one that broke the window, is the one that has him by the neck like this right now. He's pulling him like this. The other one's putting them like this. So they're just in a rage right now. They're in a childlike rage right now. Let me see. We good at?
Shalom, Khan.
Khan, all praise. Put him at a thigh on the sea. Shalom.
Shalom. Have you heard?
Yeah, my bad about that link. I put the wrong link up there, beloved. Salagi.
It's all good, King. It's all good.
So yeah, you've been watching since, or you want me to start it over? You want to touch on something that
No, you can start over real quick. I haven't watched.
Khan, for sure. I started over for the body. Most definitely. Yeah, man, this is crazy.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, "Wait, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all, so, and then there's no. You're short headlights. Can you put the law up? Huh? Can you put that law up? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it.
Show me your hands.
Yeah. What is your reason? What is your reason? Step out now. All right.
So this is where I had to stop that when he hopped on, right? So he's grabbing him by the neck, right? And look like Jake pulls up, right? You see Jake, the police officer Jake finally gets there. He enters the situation now at this point, but does nothing. But Esau gets another cheap shot on him. So he got his hands. He's trying to, just resist from being jumped in this situation. But Esau decides to get another cheap shot in. I don't know if y'all caught that. Bang, right there. Y'all caught that? So he punched him twice in the face, right?
It's a lot, yeah. I got a quick preset because they pulled this man over for not having his lights on, and it's supposed to be cloudy or rainy day. Right. And the funny thing is this: everybody drives like that. A lot of times with their lights on. If your lights don't automatically come on, a lot of times people drive without their lights on in a rainy day, right? So they made up a lie, an excuse to pull this man over. So I just want to bring up the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3, right? It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies," right? And that's what they did, just to pull this man over. Your lights aren't on. Let's pull him over. His lights aren't on. We got a nigga driving. Let's get us a body today, right?
Right.
In verse 4, it says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're punching this man in the middle of the face, right? Punching him right in his face, pulling him out the car, right? So that's a poisonous environment. That's toxic. It's a toxic place to be, right? Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're like the deaf adder, right? So they're not listening to nothing he's speaking. Like the brother said, the cop was in the zone, right? They like the deaf adder with that stop at her ear. They wasn't trying to hear nothing the brother was trying to say. They already had it in their mind to do what they were doing to the brother, right? I'll get it.
Right. That's exactly what they do, and it's crazy. I'm gonna read that in this NLT, y'all. The way this is worded is wild. Psalms 58, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Justice. Do you rulers know the meaning of the word?" They don't. They don't know what justice is unless it's pertaining to their own people, man.
Right.
Verse 2, it says, "No, you plot injustice in your hearts. You spread violence throughout the land." And this is exactly what we watching here transpire. Is violence. They spread violence, right? They cry wolf when something happens to them, but they are the main culprit or the main producers of violent behavior, since the inception of this land called America. That's exactly what they do, right? It says these wicked people are born sinners, right? The verse you brought out, verse 3, it says even from birth they have lied and gone their own way. And that's exactly what Esau Edom does, man. They are liars, right? They made up a situation. They even lied on the footage, right? We're gonna go into the press conference with his family and see how you know the Al Sharpton type brothers is always backing us. You know, they come out the woodworks just to get paid and rile up the church spirit and rile up this spirit and you know what I'm saying, and our people. You know what I'm saying? And it never helps or benefits us. It never helps, right? Verse 4 says they spit venom like deadly snakes. They are like cobras that refuse to listen. And this is exactly what we witness today, man. What we witnessing right now, right? He didn't listen. Brother said, "Oh, can I get a supervisor?" He said, "Huh?" Right? Not even really wanting to answer his question or get a supervisor for him, because again, he's just a so-called black man. He's just a nigga to him, right? We just a vain people to them when really they are the vain people. They are nothing, right? It says, ignoring the tunes of the snake charmers, no matter how skillfully they play. Now, some of us, like, we try to let's say a lot of us, right? You get in the corporate world, you try to talk like the so-called white man. You change up the way you talk, right? You try to talk nicely to him. Or maybe if I'm nice to him or respectful to him, he's going to be respectful to me. Maybe if I tone down my anger, it'll tone down his anger. That never happens in these type of situations, because Esau has an agenda and they're going to execute it, as you so see in this situation, right? It says, break off their fangs, O God, smash the jaws of these lions, O Lord, right? And that's what we look forward to. That's exactly what we're praying for. The saints are praying for the destruction of this wicked kingdom that continue to oppress, rape, rob, and murder our people continually, man, and systematically, right? Through cops like these, racist police departments that hires a lot of these hillbilly, dirty-ass Edomites, a lot of these Irish cops that we got up here in Philly, these Irish cops that think they so hip, yo. Like I can't stand these dudes. You ever come across these Irish cops up here? They think they so hip, yo. They think they so with the culture. And then on top of that, a lot of these New York cops too. I couldn't deal with these New York cops. And that's just the police department organization all over the country, man. They all are part of these lodges. You know what I'm saying? They all part of these secret Mason communities or whatever you want to call it. But this is what they do, man. Right? And I think it's now I don't know if it's true, but I know it's a code that they use when they want to let their other brothers know that this may be a situation where they may get a lot of public attention, right? They say 7777 or something like that, right? They call it on the radio, right? And it's supposed to be something that they just know, like, oh well, something might not go the way we want it to go, right? So they call like call on the radio, or they take 1037 blah blah blah, or they say 7777. So if you hear that and they say 7777, you might want to be prepared for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if that's true, but if you hear that, God forbid, and stuff is turning up on you, you might want to get ready for what's about to happen. Right? Let's continue to watch though. You want to bring something else out, so like
no, thank you.
I pulled this precept in the chat. Mac News, it say Sirach 10:8. It says in the GNT, it says injustice, arrogance, and wealth cause nations to fall from power, and others rise to take their place. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this nation, right? Because they built a nation upon blood. They continue to run it through injustice, right? They continue to pollute the land, kicking the original people out of the land. They're the original immigrant. They're the immigrants here. But yet they want to kick out the indigenous people here, kicking out Native Americans, kicking out the so-called Mexicans. But they are the vile beasts that should be kicked out of this land. It's not, they don't have no rights to this land. Right? That was a good precept. But let's go back. Continue this video. Right.
Lock it. Let me read that in the KJV real quick.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
So like it. Oh, the Sirach. Go ahead.
God, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's what you see in this video: unrighteous dealings. Right? You, as a police, you're supposed to what they say, protect and provide service.
Protect and serve.
Protect and serve.
Right.
Right. This man is not protected at all. They serving their master Donald Trump. They serving Congress and the Senate. They serving the Amalek. Right. This is the people they serving. They're not here to serve you so-called blacks and Hispanics. You are the prey. And remember that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Every time you get pulled over, remember, listen, this could go completely left.
Right.
Right. Go ahead. Continue on, King.
God. Great point. It could go left. And that's what tends to happen when you don't know who you're dealing with. If you don't know the type of people you're dealing with in this country by now, the people that has obtained this land by destroying a whole entire nation of people and building up this extravagant society, then 9 times out of 10, something like this just may happen to you if you really truly think that you have rights in this land. Right? You may have rights, but when you get around certain of these type of people, you don't have rights. Right? Because a nation divided against itself, a kingdom, Satan divided against Satan shall not stand. His kingdom shall fall. Right? They are divided. Right? Some of them want to cleave and acknowledge your rights. Right? Like you're a citizen, like when they made the Constitution that you are a free man sitting in that meeting with them, signing those letters or signing those declarations. Right? When yet your people were in slavery at that time. Right? So you gotta take that into account. And that cheap shot, that cheap shot get me, bro. Every time he punch, like every time I see him punch him in the face, because he already punched him through the window. Right? He already punched him through the window. And Jake's still submitting. So like I don't mean to keep replaying
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
That's one.
Show me your hand.
Here.
So, I'm thinking for the loss right there.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. No. No, don't.
What did you notice about this part right here? What you notice about this part right here? I think he froze again. Oh, you good?
I'm good.
What you notice about this exact part going on right here? You see when Jake come in? Do you notice anything? Let me roll it back. It back.
I don't know, man. I might have lost it at that first punch, man.
Yo, yeah. That punch through the window, man, I probably would have. I would have. I probably would have hey, F it. Just,
when you really stop and break it down, first of all, you costing me money. Now I got to get a whole new window.
Exactly. And you got to get your car out of the pound.
Right. Right.
Hey, bro. Salakia, bro. Let me roll that back. I'm gonna point out something real quick.
No.
I saw he punched him the second time.
Put somebody. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. What's wrong with you?
Now it's 2 Jake cops there. But you see how Jake got to take the back seat in these situations, and he can't stand up for his brother. Let alone he probably don't even want to, because if he pissed that Aryan Nation off, they're gonna find a way to get his ass up out of that department.
Right.
That's really why Jake sits back. He takes the back seat in these situations. Even if he's called in to help, he can hardly do anything. Now I'm pretty sure they probably tearing Jake up on the ground right now. Right, and they just say that just for the footage. They say stop resisting. Right.
Speaking lies. You gotta speak those lies.
What's wrong with you?
I was putting my hands behind my back. I was
right, speaking lies. He said he was putting his hands behind his back.
Yeah, man, ain't no talking.
What's going on for reason, bro?
And then he mocks you, right? He mocks him. He said, "No, bro, no." Then Esau says, "Yes, bro, yes." You heard that?
Yeah, I heard.
You gonna throw the ball like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man. Bro.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation. Your partner didn't even ask.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
The name calling is called resisting, idiot. Man, these people are diabolical.
God.
These people are diabolical, man. But you know, they act like they can't understand why he would be scared, why he would close the door. You pulling them over for asinine reasons that don't require 6 or 7 police, and you calling for backup.
Right.
The only reason you calling for backup because you realize it was a black man. You scared. He had tinted windows, and he closed the door. And in every situation, you're frightened. Every situation or encounter you come or traffic stop, you're frightened because of the fear-based training you have received in the police department. Right? And we know what that came from. Right? We brought it out time and time again. That fear-based training with Dave Grossman, right? Every police department, you've been across the country, training almost every police department throughout the 50 states. You understand? And making this fear-based training. And everybody's taking this class. You got to qualify. So he wants you to think that you're at war on the streets with the citizens. Right? And on top of that, they just hate your guts anyway. So regardless if you're cooperating, regardless if you have every right, if you're operating within your constitutional rights, they don't care. They don't care, man. What's it like? Let me grab this press video real quick. This is crazy. Is that the one I want? I think this one right here.
And scholarship. His president is here.
Let me see. What's his brother's name right here? You know that brother's name?
Which one?
Let me see. That's speaking from the brother with the baldy. This brother right here. Because I know he showed up to one of the last situations.
I can't remember it all, man.
He tended to show up to a lot of the situations. Let me look up his name real quick. But go ahead. You can say something real quick.
Going back to these cops, man, they pull you over. They scared, man. They know the history. They know everything that they've done to our people. They know all the countless people they've arrested and killed. They know the fact that they told you we only shoot black people. Right? They told you all these things. They tell you who they are from the gate. So terror is going to make them afraid, right? They're afraid every time they pull us over, right? Even Job talks about that. You go to Job 18:11. I started 10. It says the snare is laid for them in the ground, not knowing that the Most High is going to destroy them, their kingdom, their nation, and everything that they have, right? And the trap for him in the way. It says terror should make him afraid on every side. Now the brother, in most cases, a lot of Negroes would be scared in that situation. The brother wasn't even showing any type of fear. To be honest with you, he was compliant. He was doing everything they were saying. He had that look on the camera like, yo, this ish again, man. Yo, I'm tired of this.
Right.
That's the look he had on the camera, like, damn, this is about to go down, y'all. That's the look he was giving you, right? But it says terror shall make him afraid on every side. So they got to get recompense for everything that they've done to us throughout history, right? All the way down to even this traffic stop, and then some, right? So that's the judgment that's set from the Most High, right? And it's going to drive him to his feet. They're going to be fleeing. They're going to be running. They're going to be trying to escape all types of destruction and death that's coming for them, right? All praise to the Most High. Listen, let Trump continue to do what he's doing with Alligator Island or Alligator Alcatraz, with the incinerators in Alcatraz in Alligator Alcatraz, right? And you should expect for them to continue to do what they're doing with these traffic stops too, right? Because as the time moves on, as time goes forward, everything is an attack on you blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Everything is going to be an attack on you. The time of Jacob's trouble is right here. We right around the corner. And this is just the beginning of it. Right, I yield it.
Right, so I think it's Ben Crump, right? I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Attorney Ben Crump.
Yeah. So that's his name, right? And let me see. Benjamin Crump. I know he showed up to a lot of other situations like this.
He's the new Al Sharptongue.
Yeah, right, exactly. You said Al Sharptongue? For real. Al Sharptongue, that's funny. But let's see what this brother got to say about the situation. Because oftentimes when you hear these brothers talk, it's all just to rile up that Christian spirit in you, or that I ain't gonna say Christian. I'll say it's like a mix of a Christian and a Martin Luther King spirit, because they always quoting Martin Luther King, right? That's their favorite thing to quote in these things.
Today. So this narrative, they always have this narrative being, he was a criminal. Yeah. That's the narrative.
Yes, sir.
But William was doing William was doing everything right.
Everything.
A college student on scholarship, doing what's required of him to be. All he did was exercise his fundamental rights. His gun.
Yeah.
Lights on during the day. Did y'all see the video where the officers came with no headlights on? Yeah. No windshield wiping, no smoke, no fog, no rain. So anybody would be confused. Why are you stopping me?
Yes.
And he exercised their right to answer that question. And they bullied him, intimidated him, broke his window, and beat him and caused permanent injuries. Now, I'm gonna step aside. We got a lot of folks up here to get a chance to speak. Here, we'll come back for a Q&A, but we'll have limited Q&A with William.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent, adaptive.
His parents is here. Solomon's stepfather Alton is here as well, wearing the red. Next, I'm gonna bring up my good friend, my colleague, Attorney Ben. We home, we in Florida, so I had to bring him home. Ben Crump.
Thank you so very much, Attorney Harry Daniels. I'm honored to co-counsel with you and Attorney Keefe and all these great lawyers, Attorney Jackson and Attorney Robinson, because this is a very, very important case. As Attorney Daniels said, when William was stopped, there was no rhyme or reason, no rationale for them stopping him. I mean, this was a classic case of driving while black. And I applaud William McNeil for keeping his demeanor, his calmness. I mean, Attorney Daniels, I thought the trained police officers were supposed to be the ones to de-escalate the matter. They were the ones escalating the matter while this young man represented the best of us. He kept calm. He was trying to de-escalate the matter. He just kept asking simply, why are you stopping me? I mean, think about that. I understand the sheriff said anti-police. No. It's not anti-police when an American citizen asks, why are you stopping me? That is an American citizen exercising his constitutional rights. That's what William was doing. He was exercising his constitutional rights. And Attorney Daniels and I seek to remind America that we are a democracy, that we believe in the Constitution, and that all American citizens have a right to the protections of the Constitution, that this is not a police state where the police are above the law and that they have no accountability. No, the last time I checked, America is still a democracy, and our citizens still have a right to the Constitution.
And like, this is what I'll never understand, that you don't think back to when the Constitution was created and where were we? I gotta say it again. Where the hell were so-called black people when this Constitution for this wicked nation was being produced? Right? Doesn't it say we were 3/5 of a man?
That's a lock. That was never ratified.
Right. Then it consider us 3/5 of a man, no? If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Isn't slavery still legal if you commit a crime? And what's the demographic of the majority of people that are in the prison system right now? And a lot of things being produced are produced by a lot of these prisons, a lot of our brothers and sisters in prison, the prison system. But yet they always continue to go back to the same sorry ass argument points or sorry ass points they want to make about the democracy and the Constitution and the rights. It's so asinine, man. And this is why we need to come back to the Bible and come back to the Most High God, because the only way we're gonna get up out of the situation, none of this is never gonna change. As long as we continue to be under the rule of Esau, Edom, and associated with America and want to continue this country, this will never change.
Right.
No matter what type of constitution's in place that you want to assert that fits you, right, that covers you, there's always going to be some people in this land that hate your stinking guts because you are who you are. And they don't think you have any rights. And 9 times out of the 10, it's going to be a police officer, or it's going to be a judge, or it's going to be a one of your kids' teachers, a high school teacher, a preschool teacher, right? One of your attorneys, right? They all in cahoots, man. A lot of these people are raised. They still continue to raise their children in their racist households. They make them racist jokes, right? And that's why you see all across the internet, you seeing these young kids. Oh, what's the generation now?
We're back to what, Gen A?
Gen Z or whatever?
I think we're back to Gen A.
Gen A? I don't know what the hell. These young kids from 15 and younger making racist jokes. How are they learning that? I don't see no young black kids making racist jokes. You know? You go on these streaming services, what you call it, Omega or whatever. They're like, oh, look, a nigga. And then they just standing there like on the stream, and then they skip. Where do you think these young kids learning that from, man? They learning it from these people, the older generations, these boomers, man. These boomers and beyond. You know, I mean, no offense to you. I don't think you're not a boomer.
The boomers
Not
came
of that
before me.
generation. You said came for you.
I'm Gen X.
You Gen X. Yeah, I think I'm a millennial. I don't know what they call our generation shit. But yeah, man, they learning it from these older people that's continuing the further on the agenda that they want to continue, man. Right?
Salaki, this man, he's a paid actor.
Oh, for real. For
He's
sure.
a paid actor. You see him trying to give you the Malcolm X thought right here when he hold his chin, like as if he's trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah.
Right. He's a paid actor, right? You see he ain't keeping no laws of the Most High. He's bald head, no beard. Right.
Clean shaven like a damn raisin.
Look like a damn raisinette. Right. And this is what they put out there for our people.
Yeah.
To pacify you, to keep you docile.
Right.
So that you won't raise up in this society against their law and their government. Right. And they've been doing this for how long now? You had Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. You got how many of these paid actors they're gonna put in front of you? Right. And you're gonna keep taking the smoke up your behind. Pause. Right. But this is what America does, and this is what society does. Right. They brought him in for a specific reason. Right. To keep the people asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So they can continue on with their agenda. Or they can try to continue to cover up the Epstein files.
Right.
After the Diddy trial, to keep you in this stupor, right? To keep you asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is what they do. But I'll give. Go ahead, Ken.
Right, exactly right. I mean, he's cooking, man. This is what they do. And they got the monkey suit on. You know, our people are so damn simple, man. You can put on a suit and we automatically think you got the utmost respect from the average Jake. It's because they got the white man suit on. Right? You know what's crazy? I think I seen a video of how one of these nations, these African nations, they're starting to dress differently. They're starting to put away the suit and tie because it's a I would say I wouldn't say a custom, but I guess it's kind of a custom of the so-called white man. It's also still giving homage to his culture. You wearing a suit and tie and a button down, that is the so-called white man's attire.
That's
what we call the monkey suit, right? Yeah,
that's agent.
That's heathen wear. That's what I like to call it. Agent heathen wear. You know, but our people see people in suits, and this is the reason why you get bamboozled when you go to your churches, your pastors. They got that nice suit on, and you give them the utmost respect. Right? You give them the utmost respect because you have been conditioned to think that a suit and tie is just nice, clean dressing. When there's all types of garments that we can wear, beautiful garments that are made by a lot of Israelites, man. The culture that we had, that we trying to introduce you and bring you back to, that we had, man. But our people are seduced by these vain things, man. These vain talking points, right? He don't know what to say because he do this time and time again. He got the same art, the same exact demeanor, the same script, but nothing will ever change because our people will continue to remain docile. We're not militant. We're not united enough. And quite frankly, we don't come under the same, like, our people are so divided to the point where even if we wanted to, faith and religion would get in the way. This is why this is so important to us, being who we actually are, not a religion, actually being an Israelite and keeping the law, statute, commandments, man. And this is why a law like this is in place, right? Let's grab some scripture out. Let's go to Leviticus. Leviticus 19. Right? Let's go to Leviticus 19. I'll go to verse 16. Actually, no, 17. Salaki.
Con, it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
Right? You shall not rebuke your neighbor, nor suffer sin upon you, right? Now, actually, you know what? This is what I actually did want 16. Go to verse 16. Read that real quick.
Con, it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Right? So you shouldn't go up talking and making lies about your people, right? Spreading rumors. Read.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. That's exactly what I wanted out. Now, what does this mean? Right? This means you shall not stand to see your brother killed. The same thing that Moses did. That's the type of energy and that's the type of mindset we need to have as a people, right? We don't want to die for the cause anymore, right? That spirit was completely eradicated out of us through slavery. To where now everybody's just on their own thing. They focus on your own life, focus on your own family. I don't want to get involved with that. That's them. They're going to get themselves killed and all that type of stuff. But your people will remain at the bottom for eternity.
Right.
For that fact. Right? Rather than dying for the cause and stand up for your people, not stand at the blood of your neighbor. Like Jake could have easily, yo, hold up. We got him down. All right. It's 5 of us. You cuff him, you get off his neck. No need to punch him anymore. Now, if Jake just said that at the traffic stop, right? Mind you, it's two Jakes right there. Both of them took a seat back. Both of them took the bowing position because they seen Esau was in control. Esau was in his rage mode. They can't get in between that, even if they putting it on to one of their brothers.
Right.
That goes into further destruction of the mind and us hating each other. This is why this law is so important. This would change our community overnight, man, if we kept this all at once. You shall not stand at the blood of thy neighbor, right? We can't stand to see a so-called white man violate one of our brothers in this type of way on the daily, right? Nor will we able to stand to see our own brothers violate each other with these 2 verses, right? With this law. Right, go ahead, read that from the top, Bob. And then you can bring out your precept. I see you grabbing one.
God. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Right? I am the Lord. You shall not stand against the blood of your neighbor, man. And that's what we continue to do. Right? We see our brothers suffer. Well, damn, that's on them. He should have just submitted. Right? He should have just gave them what they asked for. He should have just did that. I understand that. But at what point in time are we going to continue to allow this to just go on and on and on and on? And then niggas like these come up in suits and say the same script that they say every single time. Wearing the same dingy monkey suits they wear every single time.
Right.
Fooling our people every single time. Give us the same sorry ass excuses for why this shouldn't have happened, right? What we got to do to stand up against it, and then it happens again and again and again.
It's a lock it. On a larger scale, right? Why do you think the Arabs are at war right now? Right? You kill one of their generals, one of their chief men.
Right.
And they jump right into war.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be amongst us, but we don't deal that way. Right? We've been brought down so low that we just don't even care about, oh, that's his problem.
Right.
No, his problem's supposed to be my problem. Because if it's happening to him, it can happen to me.
Right. We're not community orientated.
Right.
Right. We have a so-called black community. It's a so-called community. And that's the sole problem. There's no sense of community.
Right.
I'm not gonna die for you because I got my own family to worry about. That's how we think, you know. But yet We're not looking at Moses' acts. We're not looking at Christ, right? We love to profess Christ. We love to profess Jesus Christ.
Right.
Jesus Christ. We love you, God. Right? We love to profess Jesus Christ, but yet we don't take after his, ideology, or after his example, Salaki. Right?
Or even after his demeanor. Or even after his demeanor.
Right. Right. They want to be docile.
Right. Jake want to be goofy. He want to play all day.
Right.
Yahweh wasn't like that.
Right. Exactly. He was an austere man, like the scriptures say.
Right.
And they was intimidated by this man just off of his demeanor.
They was intimidated by his prophets.
Right. God. Hold on. Let me find the scripture real quick. Go ahead, let me find this real quick. Back up what you're saying.
Kind of. But yeah, these are the same people they push out every single time. And Jake just continued to drink that same Kool-Aid. Right? This is Kool-Aid man right here. He busting through the wall. Oh yeah. It's the white man society. It's his kingdom. These atrocities should have never happened. Right? But nobody's standing up for them. He's standing up with words, sure, but them cops that was there, they should have stopped all of that. To be honest with you, they should have just hemmed up the so-called white man with his badge and his gun, sat him in the car, and dealt with the brother themselves.
Right.
But that's too much for them to do, man. Everybody got that coon spirit. That love Esau spirit. These are the same ones that just celebrated Juneteenth and the 4th of July. How you do that? I guarantee you that this Attorney Crump, he did both of those. I guarantee you he did. Mm-hmm. And now he's talking this empty rhetoric. Right? This it's foul language to me. Right? This is bad speech. Right? He should be condemned for just speaking these words and not actually showing the actions. Go ahead, King.
God. So like I couldn't find it, but yeah, man. That's right. But we gotta see these things. We gotta have that foresight, man. We gotta have some discernment and some want to not have these things happen anymore. And that's really the sole issue. We don't want nothing different as a people. All we want to just, like you said, Jake just want to have fun. You just want to turn the hell up, looking forward to the weekend, and live your vain life, man. Live your vain, simple, meaningless ass life in Esau's kingdom while he prospers.
Right.
And you can possibly, what they call it?
Negro.
Nah, that token Negro, or that buzzword, generational wealth. Now,
right?
We think we just gonna repair the people, but we not coming together at all as a whole. Generational wealth don't mean nothing if it's just your family, because that could be gone in a minute. And mind you building it on Esau's platform, his dollar, which is failing right now. So what you gonna do now? Right? You get that wealth. What, you buy houses, you buy property, right? You buy a house, you got to pay taxes on it. You don't pay them taxes, that house is gone, right? What wealth are you actually building? This is why when it comes to serving the Most High, like the scriptures say, is nothing better than serving the Most High, man. There's nothing better. It's nothing that's going to benefit you more than that, right? Let me grab that real quick.
What you need out?
Let me grab Sirach 20, chapter 20 and 29. Sirach chapter 20, verse 29.
God, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove.
Right? So presents and gift blind the eyes of the wise, right? You got certain things, you got certain privileges, so-called privileges in this land that you can do. You can obtain a little ass Hellcat you want to buy, or a Corvette, whatever you want to buy. got your little privilege that Esau allowed to make you think that you're free and you have all autonomy when you really don't, right? So you don't speak up against this wicked kingdom because you don't have that innate love for your fellow brother or sister that's from the next city or from the next state or the next neighborhood or the next block for that matter, or your fellow co-workers. You know what I'm saying? It's all it's all an elaborate plan to further the destruction of the black community, right? Go ahead, keep reading on that.
Verse 30. Wisdom that is hid and treasure that is hoarded up. What profit is in both of them? Or is it in them both? Salaki. Better is he that hideth his folly than the man that hath hid wisdom.
Salaki, hold on now. One second. Let me see. There's nothing better. That's good too. That's not what I wanted though, Salaki. Let me see. Salaki, my bad.
Good, King.
Let me see. I'm looking for that precept that say there's nothing better than serving the Most. I know it's like the last verse of a certain chapter. Right, but let's grab Ecclesiastes 7:7. Just to back that up.
God, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Right. So to further back at that point, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Right. When you know what's going on, you see the elaborate plan of the so-called white man. Right. You sit back and you look and observe. You observe what's going on in our own communities. You observe what's going on in their communities. You observe the systematic things that they've done throughout the years. Right. It'll make you upset. It'll make you mad. Oppression maketh a wise man mad, especially when this is his own people.
Right.
Right. And on top of that, it seems to be no way out of this. So it'll definitely drive you crazy. It'll make you mad, man. All right, let's get Lamentations 4 real quick. Lamentations 4.
That's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, you want 17 or you want something else?
You right. That's good.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. So we look for nations that can't help us. Right. We asking Congress. We asking to get laws passed. Right. But other nations get laws passed. Right. What nations gets laws passed to protect them? Moab. Right. Stop Asian hate.
Right.
Got the whole. We got a whole news reporter in Philly. What's her name? Something Hun or something like that.
Hun.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
And she all for stop Asian hate. You don't see nobody employed or in the mainstream talking about stop black hate. Because black hate is trendy. It's the thing to do here. Hating the so-called black man is the thing to do in America. Right? But we look for a nation that can't save us, and that's our problem. We continue to look for the so-called white man. Right. We need, whether it be for reparations, change laws, protection, right? The police are supposed to protect and serve, but time and time again, what do? They come across your brother, they come across your father, they come across your uncle, they come across your sister, your mother, slamming little 13, 14-year-old girls on their head. They don't deal with their own daughters in that type of way. And if they do it, it takes them not even having a gun anymore, huh? They back away when their own colleagues have guns.
Right.
The police back away when their own colleagues have guns because they see the humanity in them. They don't see humanity in us. They don't care about our feelings. They don't care about if we have a family at home waiting for us, if I got a wife at home waiting for me. You know, if I got young boys that's looking up to me and looking forward to daddy coming home. They don't care about that. But when they see a so-called white man, they see the nation of them. They have the utmost respect. They got the patience. They got trigger control. You understand? But with us, they ain't got that. We like the bastard children that they can't get rid of. That's how they treat us.
Hey, Salaki, if he was a white man, they'd have gave him every respect in the world. They would have pulled him out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
He might have got rough with him, and the white man would have got rough right back with him. Probably tased the cop with his own taser. Right. That's the type of action that they have amongst their own. That's the type of action they have among their own.
Yeah.
When they come to you blacks and Hispanics, they don't give a damn, man. They see you as animals, and they're gonna treat you as such. Right? How you? Go ahead, King.
Yeah, man. And Esau would have then tased him through the window. He would have punched the cop through and broke his window. He would have punched the cop through the window and shit.
Right.
The cop still wanted to pull the gun. Uh-oh. Oh. Hey, all praises, man. That racist devil. He just put in the chat, Hulk Hogan passed away. Let's get the most out of hand.
Hey, man, all praises.
Hey, look. You know what the most I said? He said, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
See that? See the Most High to rip his shirt off on him now. Like he showed him who the real king is. Right? Ain't no more proud Americans, man.
Yo, man, that was the funniest clip ever, man. Booker T, he said, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Right.
And he messed up. He said, oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how racist that man was, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, man, listen, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say probably about 8 years ago, he got caught up slipping saying the N-word. On camera.
Dang.
Right, and they swept that away quick.
Hey, man, I don't put it past him.
He ain't riding that Harley on Venice no more, man.
A lot of our people supported that man too, man. A lot of our people love that man.
Yeah.
A lot of the WrestleMania heads, a lot of y'all love them, man. You know, Hulk Hogan. I ain't gonna lie, I used to like Goldberg.
Oh no.
That spear was crazy. I used to love that spear. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Goldberg was cool.
Yeah, Stone Cold, and y'all love Stone Cold Steve Austin too.
That's my guy.
Y'all still do too. I'm gonna rebuke the hell out of y'all. That was
I did like Stone Cold. I ain't gonna. I did like Stone Cold. That was actually that was a good actor right there. He was a good evil. Good
Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kane, all them niggas.
Undertaker's my guy too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Listen, man, he's not riding his Harley down Venice now, man.
God.
You ain't gonna hear no more dudes coming out of his mouth, man.
Or brothers.
Right. Right.
No more brother. Listen here, brother.
Right. Let me tell you something,
He really wanted to say nigger. That's what he really wanted to say.
Listen here, right. Nigger. Right. Right.
You say all that in the grave, right?
Right.
Goodbye.
Now you gotta explain himself.
But
he gotta explain himself to the Most High now.
All right.
The Most High will say, listen here, with
man, a lot, but they benefit off our people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was gonna go more on that video, but that video is like an hour long. So we're gonna touch on this coon ass Negro right here. And this is what plagues our community. These type of men right here. And I think he's shared with the head of this department, if I'm not mistaken. All right.
So, good evening. Of course, I'm Sheriff TK Waters. This is Director Ed Cayenne from our.
And you can just tell how niggas
Security
is talking. Like this how niggas talk. You can tell. You can tell what they coming with. That's why them black white guys, you gotta watch out for black white guys.
Jersey Negro talk.
Yeah, you got
that Jersey Negro talk.
Yeah. Yeah, the black white guys. These are the type of that make my ass itch. The black white guys, the black white girls. You know, they got, you know, they hang around with white family. They probably have dinners together. Him and his wife and the perpetrators' wives, they probably all go out, you know, and they still talk trash behind his back, probably.
Integrity also falls underneath him. That's why he's
right. He said, this man got the nerve to use integrity right now.
So, good evening. Of course, I'm Sheriff TK Waters. This is Director Ed Cayenne from our Director of Homeland Security and Investigation.
He tried to talk like Obama.
Yeah.
He tried to sound just like Obama would sound.
Exactly.
That's why I said these are paid actors, man. Go ahead, continue on.
Exactly, man. And that really gets to me. Like, you got to be really castrated in the mind to want to take on a persona of the so-called white man and truly in your heart of hearts thinking that they're going to accept you because of that.
Right.
You know? And what's that joke they say when they say you know, when you in the office and they say, you know, he don't talk like that. He don't really talk like that.
Right.
You know, Mike Epps talking about what he said on his one of his comedy joke. He said that nigga ain't like that.
Falls underneath him. That's why he's joining me up here this evening. Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is releasing information regarding the circumstances of William Anthony McNeil Jr.'s arrest on February 19th of 2025. Yesterday, while I was in church, JSO became aware
What now? Why did he feel the need to even mention that? Why he was in church?
Right.
The cell phone camera footage purportedly of this arrest was circulating on social media. At my direction, the agency immediately began both a criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say
months ago. I think this happened in like February, January.
Has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law.
Let's go back, Salaki.
Criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions. These administrative reviews are ongoing, but the state attorney's office has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law.
So punching somebody in the face that's non-violent is not a criminal law. So if you go out on the street and you see somebody you don't like and the cops are standing there and you palm slap them in the face, open hand palm punch, whatever it was, you're not going to get arrested for assault and battery?
Right.
Am I not mistaken? Or am I mistaken?
You're mistaken, man. They go and arrest you for assault and battery. Or simple assault, either one.
But what excuses them is that gun and badge. That's what it is.
At my direction, the agency immediately began both a criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions. These administrative reviews are ongoing, but the state attorney's office has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law. Even though the administrative review has yet to be completed, we are releasing the body-worn camera footage today because Officer Bowers has consented to its release and waived his officer's bill of rights pertaining to the discrete piece of evidence. Because the administrative review is pending, the officer's bill of rights prevents me from releasing any additional information beyond these videos, as it is confidential under Florida Statute 112.532. As JSO's leader, I have vowed to be open and transparent with the public that we serve. Whether the information shared reflects well in this agency or not, I have always done my very best to tell the public exactly what's going on within the agency. When there are allegations of officer misconduct, our agency thoroughly investigates those allegations. When allegations of officer misconduct are sustained, we hold officers accountable, as I've done many times in the past. In this case, the cell phone camera footage that began viral circulation over the weekend does not comprehensively capture the circumstances surrounding this incident, and that is to be expected. Part of that stems from the distance and perspective of the recording cell phone camera. Another part of it stems from the fact that the cell phone camera did not capture the events that preceded Officer Bowers' decision to arrest McNeil. Moreover, cameras can only capture what can be seen and heard. So much context and depth are absent from recorded footage because the camera simply cannot capture what is known to the people depicted in it. As a 33-year law enforcement officer, I understand the importance of thorough and complete investigations.
Now, Salaki, after this, right, we're going to look at the footage from the police officer's camera. And what I do know about the police officers, right, when that, as soon as, a lot of times, their cameras are programmed to where when they click their police lights on, the cameras start recording in the car, right? Their dash cam as well as their body cam. So if it starts recording audio as well. So unless between that and that something transpired with them, then we're going to see that.
Right. One piece of evidence considered in a vacuum without any context can lead to skewed conclusions. When incomplete cell phone camera footage becomes the basis on which public opinion turns, the results can be equally faulty. A rush to judgment, whether it be in a criminal investigation or in a court of public opinion, can lead to flawed conclusions. Tonight, I'm sharing the footage from the body-worn cameras of the arresting officer, Officer D. Bowers, and two of the assisting officers, Officer D. Miller and Officer G. Curse, so that the public has more complete understanding of this incident. Before I deliver the currently available information and play the relevant body-worn camera, I want to be clear about something. Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, that force is ugly. But as I've said many times before, the reality is that all force, all violence is ugly. And just because force is ugly—
You see the excusion? He's building up the passive, the excusation, if that's the damn word, of Esau's actions. All force is ugly. So when I'm lifting weights, I'm using force. That's ugly. Come on, man. Stupid.
Does not mean it's unlawful.
See, they're trying to prepare you to pacify the action. They're trying to butter you up before you view this footage so you can see it, from their skewed point of view.
Right. Contrary to policy. But moreover, I want to provide the public with some background information pertinent to this incident. Since January 1st, 2025, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has been involved in 38,805 traffic stops. Even as—
All right, let's get to this footage, man. I don't need none of that crap. I could give a damn. All right, now look. Like I said, as soon as he put his lights on, it starts recording. So here he's coming, approaching Jake or pulling him over, whatever it may be. And you see what he just did there? It's daytime. And he's shining a light at your side view mirror.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. They do that to handicap you for some reason. Especially when they do that at nighttime, it's so you can't see them walking up to the vehicle. I don't even know why that's even a practice. To shine the light. They'll probably say, oh, so we can see the person's face or whatever. I think last time that happened, I literally put my mirror down. I face it towards the ground. Because they'll shine that light just so they can blind you so you can't see when they're approaching the vehicle. It's all fear-based actions. It's all to handicap you and put you in a situation where you don't have the upper hand. Mind you, they have the gun, they have the authority, they got the badge, they have every upper hand possible, but they have to handicap you in every aspect during the traffic stop. So mind you, it's daytime, but he's putting
the vehicle.
He puts a
and Officer
traffic
Kurtz,
light in the.
one of the assisting officers.
He aims the damn light and turns it on.
Yeah, Florida 24 Bravo, Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I know not this.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window.
He already scared. Is there a reason you popping the door open like that? Now he's not even ready to listen because he's already in the scared. He's already frightened just from that. Now he sees a black man. I'm pretty sure he got his hand on his gun right now. 9 times out of 10.
Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over.
Let's see what he said. Let's see what he said while he popped open the door.
Yeah, Florida 24 Bravo, Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I know not this.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works.
All right, so he said his window don't work. All right.
Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on.
Stuttering, making shit up. He said inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Is it dark outside or is it light outside?
It's light outside.
It's definitely light out there. And I don't see no raindrops. I don't even see if it looked like it was raining earlier. And I didn't even see the reflection of the sun on his back window.
Right. It's just overcast.
Right. It's just overcast. So we got to have lights on during overcast. I don't even see semi trucks driving with their lights on in the daytime or weather like this.
Right.
I don't see no raindrops on the window like it was raining 30 minutes before or even 10 minutes before.
2 things: you're not wearing your seatbelt.
How could you tell if he wasn't wearing his seatbelt? And he got tinted windows.
Oh man.
And mind you, I think when they bust the window, they took him out the car. Didn't he have his seatbelt on?
Yeah, I believe so.
They had to reach in and unbuckle it, right?
I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Unless I'm seeing things. Let me see.
Like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things: you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing.
So and let me explain to y'all what's happening right now in this situation. You as a so-called black man, you cannot call the so-called white man out on his bullshit.
Right.
Or he's going to take offense and he's going to exert his authority, right? Because what they used to say when slaves used to talk back, what they used to say, oh, you an uppity Negro, huh? Oh, who does nigga think?
Who that
like,
nigga on that?
Who that nigga on that neck, right?
Right.
Oh, you an uppity nigga, huh? Right? What was that, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Right? In that movie?
In Candyland. Because
you can't speak back to your oppressor in a way that he feels is snarky, or you calling them out, and that's 2 reasonable observations. You can't be observational as a human being and contradict what he's saying, because what he's saying is law. What he's saying is gospel. What he's saying overrides whatever rebuttal you're about to say in return. So if you speak back, that's just going to make him more upset. So he made 2 reasonable observations. Okay, it's not raining and it's daytime. Why do I need my lights on?
That's a lucky. That's why they say that in your Miranda rights. Right? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, because they know you're going to talk back. Because they purposely talk the way they talk to you to try to get a response, to indict you even more. Right? So you got to keep that in mind.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor.
Supervisor.
Yeah, he called for a supervisor early on before the door was even shut. And then that's when we see the viral video of his angle, right?
Right.
So this is one point where he's calling the supervisor. So now I'll admit, Jake, I would have just told him originally, come around the other side. My window don't work. Can you come to the passenger side? I would have rolled down my other windows. You get what I'm saying? If the window don't work, I would have never opened the door in the sense of knowing who I'm dealing with. But, I get Jake didn't think that way. Every man has his own thoughts. A situation, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Anybody can say what they would have did or should have did in that situation. But if I'm going to open my door in that situation, I'm not going to slam it in the sense that they're going to take it as I'm about to run away.
Right.
Because I know that's what they're going to think, that I'm about to run.
What?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
Okay, that's number 2, right? Call the supervisor.
Why did you pull me over?
35.
So now Jake is really bad. He's like, yo, why did you pull me over? It's not raining and it's daylight outside. I gotta have my headlights on.
I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No,
Step out of the vehicle.
All right, now Jake. See, Jake, that's you just gave him every reason to do what he wanted to do.
Right.
At that point, he wanted to do something anyway. And you see, this is where you got to be circumspect in situations. You see, he already pulled you over for bullshit reasons. So he's gonna get you somehow. Don't give these damn devils a reason, Ak. Don't give these damn devils a reason. And that's not pacifying what transpired after this situation. Because everything that transpired afterwards was completely unnecessary. But Jake just gave him free game to escalate. That's all they needed. And you gave it to him. Not justifying it, but you gave it to him, man. Right? He already came up with some BS.
25 seconds. For 94, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Now the tent ain't that dark. I can see it. I can see in through the window from the footage. I can see out the front window from this footage.
Right.
So the tent's not that dark. So I'm pretty sure the cop can see everything he's doing, regardless if the tent is even, what's that, like maybe like 15, 20? That's not that dark. I can see from the footage. That's legal.
Yep.
Right. So he says, yep. So that's what's that, number 4? He said call for a supervisor.
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Right now you're under.
See, he already made his mind up. He said, why you pull me over? Tell me. He said, okay. So at this point, Esau's like, I'm going to do what the hell I'm about to do. Once my buddies get here, it's up. Salaki.
Arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
I didn't know resisting, you closing your door is resisting. I didn't know that. Now, why isn't every situation where somebody get pulled over by the cops and they roll their window up, why isn't that resisting?
Right.
Because I see that time and time again. People, or they just want to talk to him through the crack of the window, or they roll the window down this much.
Right.
So that's not resisting. But the fact that he had his door completely open, that's what warranted Esau's, corrupt rage. He allowed him to exude all that energy towards him, in that situation. Because if he never had the door open, I don't think any of this would have happened. I'd be like, hey, yo, look, my window don't work. Come around the other side. And he has a better view at everything. If you, like the cop come around to the passenger side, you got a better view of me than you do standing at my door or standing at my window. Because they stand off almost at like a 7 o'clock position. Right? They don't stand at you. They always stand off like at your door pillar to where you got to kind of like look like this if you want to see them.
Right.
Because they want to have the jump on you just in case. They never have the demeanor of a public servant because they come into you on bullshit reasons every single time. They come into you to pretty much take money out of your pocket and or put you to death. When the police pull you over, it's never a situation where they making sure you're okay. It's never that. It's always some type of gain on their end. Either it's going to be monetary or money gain, or it's going to be your life or your soul. It's only two ways. Let's continue on that.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Vehicle's blocked in. He's locked it up. He's putting the window down. The fast try to talk to
That's a tough situation, huh? Because if you open the door too fast, he won't do it.
Huh?
So that's a tough situation because if you open the door too fast, if you open the door too fast, he's gonna shoot on you. Right? If you open, because he told him we can open the door and exit. That's what he told him. Open the door and exit.
Right.
So if you open the door and you go to exit and you're moving too fast, they're going to shoot on you. So you know what I mean? What do you do in that situation?
Right.
He didn't call for the supervisor about a good 6 times.
Right. Still.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm about to break the window. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
1033 at 1521 hours.
Where's your reason?
Now, they just took the seatbelt off him.
Right.
You see that? Now, at the beginning, what did he say? Let me see if I can catch it. Right? Let me see if I can catch it. What we at? 11:45 right now, and I'm gonna jump back and let me see what he said. What he lied to Jake and said.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
Inclement weather, you're not have your lights on. But when they, let me see, it was 11:45. Here's the cop reaching in, unbuckling Jake. So the whole reason for the stop was fugazi. The whole reason for the stop was bullshit. So he just made it up.
What is your reason?
Seatbelt comes off now. Oh, he probably put his seatbelt on when he closed the door back. How convenient.
No, don't forget.
Put your hands behind your back. Resist. Hands behind your back.
And he's shoving his face in the concrete.
Meanwhile, his hand's already behind his back.
Right. Pushing, like, you pushing all of this straight down on the concrete. And look at Jake. Got to put his hand in just so he feel like he can contributing and supporting his white Aryan brothers. Putting your own brother down.
What's wrong with you? What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was on.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking. Fucking proof of shit, bro. What's going, bro? What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No, bro. Yes, bro. Yes.
No reason, bro.
You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man.
Bro.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to have a real conversation with y'all, bro.
You just got to see what already.
So your partner didn't even ask. Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is. So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong, bro.
Now watch this. Let me read this. Right? So it says closing your car door when a police officer is attempting to interact with you, not arrest you. It say closing your car door when a police officer is attempting to interact with you can be considered resisting arrest or obstruction of justice, depending on the specific circumstances and the laws of your jurisdiction. While locking your car doors when initially pulled over is generally acceptable, refusing to comply with a lawful order to exit your vehicle after being pulled over can be seen as resisting. So it's not definitive. It says can be seen and can be considered. Right? That's the language it's using right here. So it says even locking your door, right? It says can be seen as resisting, even if no physical force is used. So there's no actual law against you closing your door or locking your door when a police officer is talking to you, right? He says he's going to arrest you for bullshit reasons. Out of fear of you not wanting to go to jail, Jake closed his door. And the police continue to escalate. He gets more scared, thinking that Jake has something deadly, of course, because he a black man with tinted windows and a car with tinted windows. But he waits till his backup gets there before he does anything.
I don't know.
Can you back me up to the car so I can mean what up? You broke my down.
25. So you start rescue. At 67. Approximately 30-year-old Bravo Mike. Last race to the left.
I
can go around and get in the car. Okay. I know. He said put some gloves on, though. No. Yeah.
He messed his own hand up from busting the window.
Oh, yeah. What you need? You need tissue?
Look at Jake. What you need? You need tissue? Simp ass nigga, man. Jake, just wait. Just gotta make sure your boss is good. Right? So said the additional cop pulling up don't even have headlights on. Exactly. They don't even got no headlights on.
Right.
Nobody got headlights on. None of them.
They rolled up on him like he was in Chester.
No.
Huh?
So they rolled up on him like he was in Chester.
Right. Yeah. Just like exactly. Just like that's how they rolled up on us.
Right.
3 different counties rolled up. They only like the same county.
7 different counties.
Yeah, man. So nobody had their headlights on. Nobody else had their headlights on. None of the police, but yet they pulled him over, or Esau pulled him over for BS reasons. The headlights not being on because of inclement weather, right? Let's just see what inclement weather means. That's his reasoning. Okay, inclement weather. All right, let's see. Select. Let me Google this real quick. Inclement weather. All right. Let's see. It says inclement weather is referred to severe or harsh weather conditions. So that's a lie. Inclement weather refers to severe or harsh weather conditions that are unpleasant, stormy, or disruptive to daily life. It includes weather events like heavy rain, which we didn't see here, snowstorms, which we didn't see here, high winds, which we can't see in this video or here, extreme temperatures, which don't seem to be happening here in this video.
It's Florida.
Huh?
I said it's Florida.
Right. Right. And other conditions that can create hazardous situations or impede outdoor activities. So he said inclement weather, and we just saw that they took the seatbelt off of him after the window was bust. So the police officer's reasoning for inclement weather that his lights should be on was a lie, right? Because all those things that consider it to be inclement weather I just read off, which is not being viewed or isn't happening right now, right? Stormy, snowy, windy, okay? And his seatbelt was on. So the police officer was just going on a power trip, as they all do, because a black man is a so-called black man is talking back. Because Jake is talking back. Now I got to show you who's boss. This is the attitude and the arrogancy of Esau Edom.
Right.
Let's go back to Lamentations and continue on. Now you still holding that out. Verse 18.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets.
Right. They hunt our steps. Right. Now they want to say, oh, well, I didn't know who you were before I pulled up because I couldn't see in the window, whatever. How often do we hear that? Right. But they know exactly who. You can see somebody in the windshield. Even if somebody have tinted windows, you can see a silhouette.
Right.
Especially if somebody white with tinted windows, you can see that they white. Unless they goddamn limo tint. Nobody's driving around with limo tint. You can see through 20% tint. You can see through 15% and even 10 at the right angle. And then there's some polarized glasses where oftentimes a lot of these cops are wearing those type of glasses where it almost helps you see through 10. So go ahead, read that again.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. Our end is come.
Exactly. And that's what's hoping. They hunt our steps. I'm going to read that in the NLT real quick. It says, we couldn't go into the streets without danger to our lives. Our end was near. Our days were numbered. We were doomed. Right? And this is what we have to worry about on the daily as so-called black people in America. Is a so-called white cop having a bad day, wanting to have a type of a notch on his belt or whatever it may be, an ego trip, a bad day, or he just want to just exert his energy or exert his will over a so-called black man or a black woman for that matter.
Right.
And we see it time and time again. And this is why I got the utmost respect for brothers like Christopher Dorner. I got the utmost respect for brothers like Rodney Hinton Jr. and many more that has resisted this wicked ass system that Esau has implemented within our communities called the police force or the sheriff's office or whatever the hell. Right? I got mad respect for them brothers because they stand up for something. They don't just bow the knee. Right? And that's the same type of spirit that a lot of our brothers have. We not bowing the knee to the so-called white man. Now, with certain situations, you got to use your wisdom in, because you may have a family, you may have kids that's dependent on you, your wife is dependent on you to come back home. But like I said in the beginning of this video, to what extent of violation do we have to deal with before something is done about this? Or before this stops? Because this ain't gonna stop until we come together as a people and love each other more than we love the so-called white man or our oppressor, and thinking that he really has somewhere deep down in his heart the love for our people and the love for the community that he's not a part of, that he's policing. Right? That's never going to happen. So let's see what's happened with the else. Oh yeah. Jake start talking again once the video's over. Let me see. I think there's another angle here from the other cop from the other side.
So, like, let me pull a quick preset, right? Let me bring us right back to the law while you're searching for that, right?
Go ahead, man.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Right? That's the law, right? That's Deuteronomy 28:19. That's what the Most High said. These curses are going to come upon us whether you indoors, outdoors. Right? Your oppressor, they're going to hunt you indoors, outdoors. Right? You could be indoors with a pot of tea or a pot of water, and cops tell you turn the water off, and you think you're going to throw the water in their face and shoot you down right in your face.
Right.
Or they will pull you over, pull you out the car, say you resisted arrest, and take you to the county. Right? This is the curses, man. This is what we're in. Right? Go ahead, Kay.
Right. That's exactly right, huh? Why you grab that? Let me see. Let me see. We just played it. I think this is another angle from the other card that pulled up.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out?
Because you don't even know the whole situation.
You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
And I'm required to actually.
So, yes. Correct. Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess talked to you?
When he pulled me over,
yeah.
Open my door because my window don't work.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
okay.
There's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason to pull somebody over.
There's no rain.
Okay, now on this side we can see some of the drops on the windows, right? But either way, it's not raining. It's not no stormy weather right now. And he just pulled him over. So we seen while the cop was driving. If it was raining, if it was currently raining in that type of inclement weather, excuse he used, which we just read what qualifies inclement weather, we're not seeing that here. So that may have happened maybe 30 minutes ago, or an hour ago, but the cop, unless the cop was following him 30 minutes ago while it was raining and storming, he didn't have his lights on, and then waited 30 minutes down the road and then finally pull him over, that would make sense. And then again, it still wouldn't make sense. Let me say that. It still wouldn't make sense. Because he'll be looking for a reason to pull this one person. That would be racial profiling.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. Huh? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
And let me just see this, right? Let me just look at the laws in Florida. Because they're making it seem like regardless of what's going on, you got to have your headlights on in the daytime.
So nowadays, you might as well just drive with your headlights on.
Right.
Yeah, regardless of the weather, don't matter. It's sunny out. We pulling you over because your headlights stuck on.
So it says, no, it is not a universal requirement to have headlights on during the daytime in the U.S. However, many states require headlights to be on in certain daytime conditions, such as low visibility due to weather, which wasn't happening here again. When visibility is reduced to a certain distance. Some states have specific rules for daytime headlight use in areas like mountain roads or construction zones, which wasn't happening. So let me just look up for Florida. In Florida, you do not have to have your headlights on during the daytime unless visibility is reduced to rain, fog, smoke, or other conditions, which it wasn't raining here. It may have been raining, but it wasn't raining in this video, right? Florida law FS 36.217 mandates headlights for sunset to sunrise during periods of reduced visibility and when visibility is less than 1,000 feet. So all in all, his reasoning was BS to pull this brother over anyway. So,
huh? All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hand. Here.
That's another thing. How you ask somebody to exit a vehicle and then punch him in the face?
Right.
Punching him the other way, like, bro, man.
15, 21 hours. I'm here. What's your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. Get over here. Don't fucking get on the ground.
What's up, guys?
Behind your back.
Resist. Stand behind your back.
What's wrong with you?
2574, lift 1033, one in custody.
Stop. Lean up,
man. Ain't
no talking. What's going on, man? You're under arrest. No.
Yes, bro.
Yes. I have a lawful reason, bro. You gonna throw the ball like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off you, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation.
That's not how it works.
Too late. It ain't no too late.
When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that.
So your partner didn't even act.
Marijuana
Your partner
in the right
didn't.
pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what do you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing wrong.
Resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing.
All right,
Officer Bauer's response to resistance.
let's go back to see what Jake. And this is going to be the last clip we're going to go over. Out.
Until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly. And because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating. The state attorney's office, once again, has reviewed the case materials and determined that Officer Bauer's actions are not criminal. Now, JSO will conduct a thorough investigation to determine whether Officer Bowers acted appropriately with respect to JSO policy. When an officer does wrong, and I think every one of you know this and everyone that's listening, I will stand up here and tell you straight. And likewise, when officers justifiably use force, I'll stand up here also and I'll tell you straight. I ask the public for its patience as the administrative process is competently completed. Once we've determined whether Officer Bowers acted within policy or not, I will immediately share that determination with the public. Out of an abundance of caution, pending the outcome of this administrative review, Officer Bowers has been stripped of his law enforcement authority. Effective immediately, all video footage presented in this briefing is available on all JSO social media platforms, YouTube, and JSO's transparency page. So I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have right now. Yeah, Eric. Yes, sir.
I know that he was charged with resisting arrest without violence.
Yep.
But there was, when I go back and look at the other video from the cell phone video,
yeah,
I can understand the officer punching the window out. But what I don't understand is, and I know you said that this was not ruled criminal, sucker punching the guy in the jaw.
First of all, let me stop you. Not a sucker punch. I'm not excusing that administratively. I'm going to say that to you one more time. I'm not excusing that administratively. There are things that we definitely need to look at, but the context of this video should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, again, I take it. It looks like it's a sucker punch because he's looking straight and you see this.
Right.
Okay, and then you see them pull him out, and then you see a couple of punches to the face. Now, again, I understand breaking the window, but he charged him with resisting arrest without violence. So I saw a lot of violence. I think the public saw a lot of violence against somebody that was not violent.
Well, first of all, Eric, don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw the same videos you saw. So what we're doing, what I'm saying is that it is what it is. This is the information that I want to share with the public in context without a short clip. It's very important to do that because it provides a lot of information to the public.
And you brought up
it's important. Let me finish. It's important for the people to know that you're not allowed to resist a police officer when he's doing his lawful duties. It's been dealt with in several different times. You don't resist when you're doing your lawful duties. You don't deserve to get violated, but you deserve to get what's necessary to get you under control and get you and take you into custody. So I'll leave there. Go ahead,
one of the
Jake.
discrepancies people are seeing between the police report and what we saw in the video. And what we saw in that video was the allegation that McNeil had reached down for the knife. That was in the police report.
Where'd you see? What police report did you see that in?
In the arrest report for McNeil, that was stated that the officer saw him, reach for the knife that was on the floorboard. The video that was posted to social media, and even in there,
All right. Any caps?
Wow.
Nah, I just play for fun.
Fun?
So he said he had a knife, or supposedly he reached for a knife.
Yeah, that was the report that I heard initially.
No, actually, I don't see where his hands are. I can't.
Yeah, like that he had a knife or whatever.
Right.
But there was no knife involved. They just found a knife after they searched the car.
They probably claimed
which is not illegal to possess a knife.
Right.
Or that too. But even if he had a knife, it's not illegal to have a knife.
Assume, Jake. No one can assume. I operate and we operate off facts and facts alone. I can't make assumption. All I can go by when I read those things is what's stated in the report. I'm not saying whether it's true or whether it's not. I'm saying no one sees his hands at that point. He says, put your hands up, then his hands come up. But it was after the strike to the face. Like I said, again, I'm not trying this case in front of the public. I'm trying to give the public the information in context of what happened. No one saw his hands at that point. Don't know what happened from there, but that's part of the investigative process. Yes, ma'am.
So did officers take custody of the cell phone that he was using to record the incident?
Yes. Put it in the property room.
Okay, that also was not in the report.
But he got it back with all the information still on it.
So can I get back to the sucker punch?
The young lady back there had a question. We can get back to you in a second, Eric.
So did this incident rise to a level that a response to resistance report was generated?
Yes.
reviewed, and it's still under review. What was the outcome?
So here's the process. When force is used, a response to resistance report is written. It goes to the supervisors. The supervisors then, at that point, review body cam footage. So they would have reviewed this, but you can't see, admittedly, you can't see the strike at all. So it's very difficult. Had they seen that, it probably would have risen to another level to where somebody else would have gone further, which is why we didn't really know at that time that all this had taken place. I'm a big believer in being honest and upfront.
The man called for the supervisor about 6 to 7 times.
Right.
Right. So the supervisor should have been on hand before all of that even broke off.
Right.
So all of this is just a fluff, right? For them to make the accusation stick. That's all it is.
That's exactly what it is. And breaking the window was unnecessary.
Right.
That was completely unnecessary. He just wanted to escalate the situation, man. That's all that was. But they like to leave doors open for speculation.
Of course.
Like everything is so speculative. Oh, well, he could have had this. He could have had that. Well, we didn't see a knife. The knife could have been planted. Or he could have had a knife. But he didn't reach for nothing. Why would you reach for a knife with 6 men with guns, with a 40 caliber gun and a badge, and the authority to take life is outside of your car, and all you have is a knife? Why would he go for a knife in that situation?
Yeah, in the world they say, listen, why would you bring a knife to a gunfight?
Exactly.
Why are you going to reach for a knife when you got 6, 7 men around you with guns, and they all probably got their hand on their gun at that moment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guns, tasers, everything, pepper spray.
Right.
They got the upper hand. And you're surrounded. They put both the front and the back of the car. They got to put up the police bumpers up to. So, I mean, Jake just making room for excuse and you got to speculate, and we don't know all the facts. And nigga, the facts is in the video. What are you talking about?
And he's that 2/3 guy that got to go.
Exactly. This is these type of brothers, man. They want to die with their oppressor. They want to die with this kingdom because they gave Jacob bad. They proud to stand in front of that flag, both of those flags. They so proud to have that honor. But when it comes to true justice, they can't speak up on it, or they don't want to, because they have the mind of the so-called white man. Right? They wear that uniform and that badge probably with that eagle on it, symbolizing the conquering of your people, but you proudly,
and if something like that happens
around that vest and that badge and that symbol, man, or that coat of arms, whatever it is.
I'll tell you about it, like everything else that we've done. But it's very important to make sure we get this stuff out here in context so folks can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, what are your thoughts on the video that was posted on social media? And here's one of the officers kind of turns off the video, turns off what's being recorded. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that he turned it off. I know that at some point we stopped it, but we wanted to make sure you got a chance to see both views from the officers that were dealing with him publicly, talking to him face to face. At some point it does turn off, but usually when the interaction's over is when that happens. And that's why we're still looking. That's why we look at the entire process. That's why we check for JSO policy violations. I can't give you right now whether they turned it off at the right time or at the wrong time. This is my opportunity to share the information with the public, right? And so now we still continue to refer to the social media video. I just showed you body cam videos with much more information. Let's acknowledge that, because that's important. The importance is I'm showing you the video, the body cam video from the entire incident from start until they had to turn it off, or we stopped it for time, for time's sake.
Do you know if McNeil ever filed a formal complaint?
He did not. He did not. He never filed a formal complaint, which we'd have been all over it, if had that been the case.
Exactly. So he just told on himself in his own department how they operate. If he would have filed a formal complaint, they would have been all over it. Exactly. Because you see viral videos on YouTube all the time where people come in, they want to make a complaint on a certain police officer. They say, why? What do you mean, why? Give me the officer's name and badge number. Let me file out my complaint and submit it. You got to tell the clerk why. They gotta determine if that's a valid reason. You know, what if it's some type of reason that you just can't? You don't feel comfortable, saying that reason out loud or into the public or to anybody else for that matter. But that's exactly what police departments do. You want to file a complaint against a police officer, you have to tell the clerk why, and then they in turn also have to determine that your reason is a valid reason for you submitting a complaint against this officer. And that's how police departments work.
Right.
That's exactly what they do. Like he just said. I'll play it again.
McNeil ever filed a formal complaint?
He did not. He did not.
So they asked if he ever filed a formal complaint.
He never filed a formal complaint, which we'd have been all over it, had that been the case. But he did.
So you see that swallow? He knew he messed up when he said that. He swallowed and paused. He knew he messed up. He shouldn't have said that. But he just exposed the department, in all departments for that matter.
Did not. Right there.
So I just want to get back to the punch. This is just to be a yes or no question.
Wait, Eric, are you going to tell me how to answer a question?
I'm just keeping it simple.
All right, go ahead.
Was it appropriate for the officer to punch this guy in the jaw after he'd already broken the window? Was that yes or no? Was that appropriate?
It depends on the circumstances.
Ah, man.
But it's already determined it's not criminal. Now we're going to look for JSO policy violations. How about that? Is that good?
Well, if a civilian did that to another civilian, they would be in handcuffs.
No, not necessarily.
Really? Really? He said if a civilian did that to another civilian, they would be in handcuffs.
Right.
And this man says, no, not necessarily. Really? Even when people are partying Saturday nights, right? Friday nights, a cop see them drunk and they start fighting. Both of them are going in handcuffs. Even if one assaults the other, and especially being intoxicated. If a police is present, they're handcuffing both of them.
Right.
So this cop he's covering his white daddy. That's what he is. That's what he's doing right now. He covering his white daddy so his white daddy don't go to jail, or his white Aryan brothers, and he's selling out his own nation for the favor of his oppressor.
And speaking like his oppressor, because every time you ask Esau a yes or no question, they find a way to talk around the situation.
Right.
That's exactly what he do.
He said, "Let me. You gonna tell me how to answer a question? It's either yes or no." He gonna say, "Well, but you see how they lie and deceit." He said, "Answer this question, yes or no." You go, "Are you gonna tell me how to answer a question?" Let's see.
Tell me how to answer a question.
You gonna tell me how to answer a question? It's either yes or no, bro.
Right.
I just want to get back to
you acting like your oppressor, speaking lies, going astray.
Hey, let your yay be yay, your nay be nay.
Wait.
Anything
Eric,
else is of the devil.
Are you going to tell me how to answer a question?
See, he must know Eric. Well, he must have spoke to Eric. He didn't think Eric was going to put his ass on the spot like that.
Right.
He didn't want Eric to put him in a situation. And they look at Jake over here, ain't saying Jake like, all right, Eric, like give him that look, like, yo, chill.
I'm just keeping it simple.
All right, go ahead.
Was it appropriate for the officer to punch this guy in the jaw after he'd already broken the window? Was that yes or no? Was that appropriate?
It depends on the circumstances. But it's already determined it's not criminal. Now we're going to look for JSO policy violations. How about that? Is that good?
What about law violation?
Right.
What about assault violation? We don't care about no damn policy. Because anybody can make a damn policy. I can come up with my own business and make my own goddamn policy. Right? I can make a policy that we shouldn't serve little white girls at our business. You can't make no purchases. And then one of my employees serves a little white girl. She violated policy. So policy could be anything. That's not law. We don't care about JSO policy, right? If you're going to uphold the law and the Constitution, then uphold it. You swore by it between those two flags. He probably swore in the same conference room that he's standing in right now. Probably swore in with his right hand in the air, like everybody, all the other niggas did. And now he's lying and being deceitful purposely.
Well, if a civilian did that to another civilian, they would be in handcuffs.
No, not necessarily.
What state would that not happen? If I get in a fight in the street and police pull up, if 6 niggas is fighting in the street and police pull up, all 6 of us going to jail.
Right.
If it's an all-out brawl, we all going to jail. Let alone 2 people. So an officer. So this is what you gotta observe, y'all. Police have free game to do whatever they feel to do to you, and your own brother will back them. Right? This is why this saying exists. All skin folk and your kinfolk, because some of them are Sambos, Uncle Toms, Simps, right? Samuel Jackson's in the flesh, right? What was the character name in the Boondocks?
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus. These are these type of guys right here that's gonna condone your brother getting murdered, your father getting murdered, your son getting murdered, nephew, whatever it may be. These are the brothers gonna back and make excuse for the so-called white man, for the oppressor. Right now, let's grab a scripture. It's been a while since we grabbed some scripture.
All right, I got a precept right here, King.
Go ahead, bring it out.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, and verse number 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. Verse 5, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and this is what we see right here. This is folly that's set in great dignity. You see the seal behind them and the flags, right? You're the officer on his side, and everything that he's speaking is folly, right? To yes or no questions, he's speaking around them. Like, so folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right. And this is what we see throughout this video, man. You see the so-called white man with his hand on his gun, breaking the glass, right? Punching the true king in the face, right? Dragging him out of his car and out of his vehicle, pushing his face against the ground. Talk about he's resisting with his hands behind his back already. It's crazy, right? But go ahead, King.
Calm. Let me back off of that. Sirach chapter 9 and verse 13. It says, keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him presently, remember that thou goest, Salaki, that thou goest in the midst of snares, right? And this is what Esau set up in this situation. He set up a snare, a trap for you, right? Via these BS policies, these BS laws, these BS claims to pull you over, right? And you have to pull over, because if you don't, it's going to end up in a very much worse situation, right? So you have to pull over. It says, remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. And this is what we deal with. We're at a war. This is a spiritual war, right? This is a spiritual war that we in.
Right.
We have to wake up out of this system and separate from this land, separate from the ideology and the self-destructive alliance that we have with these people, right? Because it only destroys us. The more we try to join hand in hand with these people, the more we are destroyed in the outcome of it. It does not benefit us in any way to join hand with our oppressor. It may benefit you monetarily, just for your, momentarily, a moment of comfort. It may benefit you for a moment, but in the end, it's not going to benefit you at all.
Right.
Nor your descendants, nor your sons, nor your daughters. And quite frankly, it ain't going to happen into the kingdom either. Because this kingdom is falling rapidly. And we can see it every single day. And it's prophecy. So, all in all, I don't want to take this on too long. We've been over like 2 hours already. So, if you got any closing precepts you wanted to bring out, anything else you wanted to say on the situation before I make my last remarks on this?
Yeah, we got to remember, y'all, the kingdom of heaven is within us.
Right.
So we got to come together to stop things like this from happening, right? And I'll grab one more precept. I'll grab Zephaniah 2:1, right? It's the only way we're going to stop it. We got to come together as a people, as a unit, as a nation, right? To stop the insanity of these cops and the crookedness of this nation. That's the only way we're going to do it, right? This book is Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired, right? Before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, right? So this is the task that we've been tasked to do, to come together as a nation, to stop hating your brother in your heart, right? And to go and rise up against these other nations, right? And prophesy against them, like it says in Ezekiel. And I'll leave it at that.
God. Exactly. And that's what we got to do, man. That's exactly what we got to do. Now, I'm going to grab these couple scriptures. Let me get Revelations. Classic, Revelation 18. All right, Revelation chapter 18. At verse 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Right? This is why we got to separate from this nation that has raped, robbed, and murdered to obtain this nation. Right? These same people have a judgment coming in the near future that you don't want to be partaking of. Right? A thermonuclear destruction is coming to this land. Right? Complete, utter destruction, starvation, and plagues are coming to this. The same way the plagues came to Egypt, right? 4,000 years ago, the same thing is coming to this land in a worse way, right? It says that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities, right? And the Most High remembers the iniquities of this land, man. The things they have done to you, the things they continue to do to your sons and your daughters, right? His jewels, his precious jewels, right? The apple of his eyes, which is the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? We need to come back to the laws of God and separate from the heathen. If we got to come up with a system where we police our own community, if we had enough unity, man, we could police our own community. Even if Esau tried to stop us from policing our own community, at least we know who our enemy is, and we can see him clearly coming from the outside in. But with niggas like this on the screen, it will never happen when the coon. This is the most dangerous thing for any nation, is a sellout. Many nations has fallen from sellouts, and people that has been given secret intel. Look at the situation with Burkina Faso, right? Or Ibrahim Traore in Africa. They tried to, and they got to him. They got to one of the closest men that were supposed to protect him. I think it's his right-hand man, damn near. And they offered him over $2 million or something like that, to $2 or $5 million in American dollars, which was dumb because they know where it's coming from. They know where the hit coming from. It's in the U.S. It's in U.S. currency, like they won't know where the hit's coming from, right? To take out Ibrahim Traore, to destabilize Burkina Faso, the same tricks and the same things that they have been doing for years to every single country on this earth, so they can have the resources of that country and just completely take over. You don't want to have an alliance with a nation like that, let alone the people that runs a nation in that certain way. Because the brother brought out a scripture earlier about unrighteous dealings, right? He brought out Sirach. What's that? Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8, right? You brought out. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you have an alliance with these men and saying, oh, God doesn't hate everybody. we just, why can't we all just get along? We have never gotten along, and we never will. Right? We see time and time again of generations of young white boys and girls still exuding that racist energy that was taught from their fathers. Right? The gatekeeping of the wealth, the generational wealth, right? The housing markets, the redlining. Those are systems that were put in place that can never be overthrown by your zeal to have equality with the so-called white man. It will never be taken over by you, because they have died to obtain this land and to keep you in slavery and to keep you asleep and from ever waking up, from finding out who you are, and from getting your true power back, which is by coming back to the law, statutes, commandments of God.
Right.
As so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American people, which are the Jews, the Israelites of the Bible, the true Jews, right? Because the scriptures say, I know thy works, right? Revelations 2:9, right? That same scripture that Candace Owens brought, that, and she got that from us.
Right.
Unless she just reading the Bible, right? Let me grab that. Revelations 2:9. This is what we got to look forward to, man. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, right? You know why tribulation? He knows our tribulation. This is the very last book of the Bible. There's a certain people mentioned in the Bible that the whole entire Bible is about and written for, right? Those people are going to be going through tribulation in the last days. The small hats are not going through tribulation. They're starting tribulation. In turn, is just coming back to them, right? Now watch this. It says, but thou art rich. And how are we rich? Because we have the promises of the kingdom of heaven. We have the promises of God mentioned in Romans chapter 9, right? But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and they are not, but the synagogue of Satan. Now some people say, oh, well, y'all saying y'all Jews, it might be y'all. Y'all in the last days saying that y'all Jews. Y'all not the Jews. Okay, let's continue on. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prisons. What prison do the so-called Black Hispanic man own where we gonna cast white people into? Or the so-called the small hats? So who is this talking about?
Right.
We ain't got no prisons. We not casting nobody into prison. Right? It says that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death. Right? And this is the trial we have to endure. All in all, y'all, with this video, we have to endure these certain trials, these type of things here, because our forefathers didn't listen to God ultimately, and now we are subject to the so-called white man's authority. We are in the land of our captivity, right? Micah 2:10. This is not our rest. Okay, we have to come back, love each other, right? Stop making podcasts about how niggas ain't shit, and stop making podcasts about how women just hoes and she was a fairy or whatever the hell that mean, right? Like, we have to come back to our original purpose of being the holy, separate people that God has chosen us to be. And from that, the Most High will get us up out of the situation, right? Let's get that in Psalm. Not Psalm. Samuel. Is that 14, I believe? If I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Chronicles, yeah. Chronicles, yep.
It's the book of First Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. It's like Second Chronicles.
Right. Yeah,
it's the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
And that's the whole thing, man. This is the whole purpose of these things, which we trying to get you to understand. This entire book is about so-called black people. The Holy Bible. It has nothing to do with religion. This is our history. This is our heritage. These are our forefathers and foremothers mentioned in this book. And this is our God. Right? But he said, if my people, not the world, if my people, which are called by my name, humble themselves, right? We have to remain humble. We have to come back to that holy humility. Come back to the law. Stop being so proud because you have a certain type of wealth in this land in Esau's kingdom. You feel successful to the white man's standard of his kingdom. You measured your life success off of his standards, right? Not the standards of God. Right? Humble yourself, seek the Most High, and turn from your wicked ways. But this is the key. He said, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. And this is we looking forward to, is going back to our land, returning to the Holy Land, the land that we were taken from, what's that? Pre-slavery, right? Stolen from that land, right? On the west coast of Africa, spread throughout the four corners of the earth into many kingdoms. And we're going to be gathered through prophecy and brought back to the Holy Land, man. Right. But all we have to do is repent, humble ourselves, and keep the commandments. And we will get out of this situation and free from niggas like this in our community.
Right.
Free from coons, free from Sambos, free from Uncle Ruckuses. That's going to sell you out and make excuse for your oppressor to continue to destroy you. To continue to put you in situations like this. His brother didn't deserve to get punched or his window broken. He didn't deserve none of this. He just asked a clarifying question. Well, I can make an observation too. It ain't raining. It's daytime. Why'd I need my lights on? Well, you a nigga, so shut up. Now get out the car. You're under arrest since you want to talk back. That's all I seen with this video. But, you know, I don't want our people to deal with these type of things anymore. So this is why we implore you to repent, come back to the commandments of God, realize you are a Jew or an Israelite from the 12 tribes of Israel, and come back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we're going to get up out of here, man. So with that, I ain't got much else to say about this damn video, man. Separate from America. Come out of America like the scripture's telling y'all. And watch the Most High work, man.
Right.
Watch the Most High keep his promise, because we never kept our promise. The one time we can keep our promise, we didn't. But let's try again. We tried everything else but this. We tried Martin Luther King. We tried Malcolm X, right? We tried the Black Panther movement. We tried the MOVE movement. We tried Black Lives Matter. Huh?
We tried the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right. We tried the Black Lives Matter movement, which ain't even a bunch of sodomites.
Right.
We tried we tried infiltrating the white man's, justice system in Congress. Right? Got that ratchet lady up in there in Congress, thinking that they respect her enough to call her first before they make a decision about what's going on. What a fool, man. Right? We try to infiltrate and we got to be more oriented in the community. Well, the police brutality won't stop unless we become cops. We got to be more cops. Well, nigga, what did we just see in this video?
Right.
If you got a white a partner, you got to take the back seat, because when that white rage kicks in, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and you better sit back and watch me destroy your brother in front of your face. And this is all this video is. That's what we're trying to point out to y'all. But with that, we're gonna close on out. Sharka Dasharak, happy new moon, 5th month, y'all.
Dasharak.
And yeah, man, separate from America. We the servants Philly. I'm Brother Yeshaya.
Brother Mattathiah.
Khan and Mawaf Wabba Bar.
Khan, Mawaf Wabba Bar.
Khan, Shalom.
Shalom.